game started. Here's Eddie Pinheiro. And here we go at Huntington Bank Field. Return starts at the 9. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. So here are the Browns now, headed out for their first drive. They'll be led out by the former first-rounder back in 2017, Deshaun Watson.
After winning the national title at Clemson and early success at Houston, there's no question that Deshaun's career has been slowed by some injuries and other challenges. But when he is on the field, at every level he's ever played, he's just got a calm. And that calm comes with the trusting of talent that he has in himself. He knows how to run, he knows how to throw, and when he's available, he's still a difference maker.
They begin the drive with Chubb. He breaks the tackle. And 2 yards is all he's going to get before he's caught. Shaq Thompson finishing that play off. He gets a couple on first, and they'll come up 2nd and 8.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
Here's Chubb on 2nd down. And they had that one contained right at the line. Xavier Woods up to make the tackle. Back-to-back runs yielding just 2 yards, and now it's 3rd and 8.
Stopped right at the line, but might as well have been a loss of yards as far as the offense is concerned. It's always humbling when you try force versus force, and the defense wins out.
Throwing on 3rd down, Watson. Coverage holds up, and he just had to get rid of it.
That is a DB's best friend, pressure. That pressure earned that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target and hit him to alter that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
The Browns looking to punt on 4th down, so on comes their southpaw, Corey Bojorquez, to handle it. He sends this away, and oh, this is going to be a field flipper. And some textbook work covering that punt. It is stopped after almost nothing on the return. So here come the Panthers now for their opening drive. They'll be led out by the first player picked in the 2023 NFL Draft from Alabama. It's Bryce Young.
Watching Bryce Young at Alabama, he just made the game look so easy. One of those rare prospects where everything just feels like it's in slow motion and he's in total control. Well, fast forward to the NFL, and he took a beating early in his career. Everything must have felt like a blur. But there's no denying the promise he has as a quarterback, that high upside that made him the #1 pick overall.
Legette's got it. And he'll get taken down after advancing this to the 37. Following that completion, medical staff headed out for an injured player. We'll see what the nature of his injury is. Big play to begin the drive. That's up to the 37. Here's Young on 1st and 10. Has him on the quick hitter. And he has it up towards midfield before he's taken down at the 47. They get an even 10 on that play. And that'll be good for a Carolina first.
I love throwing on 1st down. And when you see a 1st down pass just like that, it's taking advantage of a matchup you plan for, and you go out and execute.
Young on 1st and 10. Did not like what he was seeing, Brock, and he just hurls this one away. Couldn't connect on 1st. It's 2nd down. On the ground, Chuba Hubbard gets it. And he drives this across midfield and down into enemy territory. They get about 4 there. Need a little more than that now on 3rd and 6.
You make that call to just give yourself a fighting chance on 3rd down, Kate. Take at least a little bite of the big meal between them and the first down marker, and that should make this upcoming call a little less daunting.
On third down, it's Young. On the quick slant, it's Legent. And this one doesn't go far.
Those little short throws, they are high percentage and certainly bread and butter, but they really run the risk of a quick tackle just like that and being stopped short of the sticks.
So on fourth down now, the Panthers calling an all-pro several times over. It's Johnny Hecker for the punt. So this one sails over the sideline, and they'll spot it where a touchback would go at the 20-yard line. Second drive coming up for this Cleveland offense. And they haven't gotten their legs under them on offense just yet, Brock. 3 plays and a punt on their opening drive. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Play action, it's Watson. He lets one fly deep downfield. And the defender redirects that deep shot. Nicely done, incomplete.
I know a DB in the stat sheet loves to see INT and not PBU, but as soon as he realized a pick wasn't possible, he does the next best thing and knocks it away.
So after the incompletion, here comes the second down call. Back to the air, Watson. His quick throw knocked away, incomplete. David Njoku, the guy he was looking for. And that's going to leave him with a tough 3rd and long.
With all due respect to some of the great linebackers back in the day, to play the position today, man, you've got to be versatile. You can't just be a come up and stuff the run. You got to play coverage. And these defenses more and more rely on you to break up throws just like that.
That's caught for the first. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. He'll move the sticks after ripping off a gain of 28.
You know, Kate, you'll find teams go to this crossing route concept sometimes a dozen times a game. And a lot of times it's for shorter yardage, but sometimes things break in the right coverage for a much bigger impact play, just like that.
1st and 10, ball set up at the 48. Here's Chubb up the middle. Still going past the 40. And finally stopped at the 34. They'll get 18 yards there. And that's good for a Cleveland 1st down.
You call that 1st down running play. You don't always expect to get those kind of yards, but they'll take that every single time.
Here's 1st and 10 from the 34. Here's Jerome Ford for the first time this game. And he works his way for a gain of 4.
He'll expect more from himself on those type of plays, but there is nobody that's going to complain about that one. If you can do math, 4 + 4 + 4 equals a 1st down.
2nd and 6 coming up here. Watson working in the pistol. Judy there to grab it. And he's going to go out of bounds just short of that red zone. That's a pickup of 9. And that gives the Browns a 1st.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on 2nd down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about 3rd down at all.
Shotgun snap, a give to Ford. And he's going to run this one well into the red zone to the 14. Good rip on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 2.
Well, that doesn't net a 1st down. You get yards like that in the run game, you will take it in the NFL.
After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. Another one for Ford. And they'll stop him after a short gain to the 13. They pick up a yard. Still need one more, though. 3rd down coming up.
Hey, we know running the ball in the NFL is hard, and that play pretty indicative of it. Here's the key, though. At the end of the game, those type of plays got to be in the minority, and the majority have got to do some damage.
Staying on the ground with Ford. And he's brought down a little short. No, actually they do give him the 10-yard line. A gain of 3, and now they're going to be able to plan for first and goal.
Win the early battle. Get a little leverage. Low man wins off the line, and that's all that was needed to ensure that first down right there.
4 downs now to get in. Here's first and goal. From the gun, it's Ford. And he's going to get taken down near the goal line. It's a gain down to the 1. An 8-yard pickup, and now it's second and goal. All right, still scoreless through 1 quarter, but that looks like it's going to change pretty soon. Hopefully no shortage of excitement coming up in the second. We'll return to Huntington Bank Field after this. Ready to go with the second quarter, and it's the Browns with it inside the red zone. Chubb, and he runs it across, touchdown! The Browns get the game's first points here in the second. It's a Nick Chubb touchdown. So, Brock, this offense starting to find its rhythm a bit as they finish things with a touchdown there to give them the lead.
And the key word there that you said is finish, because you want to have that mindset, even early in the game, that field goals aren't going to cut it. So that's great work to make sure they finish with 6 points.
On comes Dustin Hopkins to try the extra point. The point after splits the uprights. And they add 1 on to their first touchdown of the contest. Hopkins has it on the tee and is ready to send it flying. Raheem Blackshear now to return. Good looking return here, and he's got room. Coverage team tracks him down as the return reaches the 35. Now for the second time, we take a look at this Panther offense. Still in search of their first points as we work our way through the middle of this game. The score 7-0. So good field position for the Panthers. Starting this drive, 1st and 10. Shotgun snap now to Young. Pulled in by Tommy Tremble. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. Give him 24 on that play. And it'll give the Panthers a first down.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
1 play in, and this drive is already into enemy territory. To the air on first down. Young. Completed over the middle. Good little rip there. Looks like about 6. From the secondary, Grant Delpit on the tackle.
He's just one of those guys, Kate. Even when he's not open, he's still a target thanks to that physicality and his ability to just play bully ball. They don't like forcing into coverage, but sometimes when you got a bully like him that can create space, you just find a way to get him the ball.
From the 35 on second down. Tremble with the grab. And they take him down right along the 30. Pick up a 5 on that play. And that'll be good for a Carolina first.
I'm sure coach and play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
1st and 10, it's Hubbard. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
Offense to the line for second down. Out of the gun, Young. Catch made by Chuba Hubbard. And he takes this one nearly to the red zone before going out.
Rhythm. You hear me talk about rhythm a lot. Whether it's a golf swing, a baseball swing, heck, even a bowler gets himself into rhythm. And I'm just telling you, Kate, from experience, these little throws to running backs, it's one of the best things to get your offense into rhythm and a nice little gain on top of it.
Young to throw here on third. And he just gets rid of this one, but unfortunately, that means fourth down coming up.
So many coaches love third downs, and they practice them so much, Kate. Why? Because they're the money down in the NFL. Whether it's a close game already out of hand, coaches know got to execute and convert on these third downs.
Maher connects there. And it's dropped back down now to a 4-point game.
A dependable kicker, man. That is a coach's best friend. Saves him so much stress to have a guy he can really trust to go out and hit it from that distance consistently. Because from that far out, no kick is a guarantee.
We've got a good one here. They've cut the lead to 4 as they send it away. Fielded at the 7. And he gets across the 30 before he's brought down. The Browns with their offense back out there as Nick Chubb returns to the field. They'll try to emphasize what worked on their last drive, which ended Brock in a touchdown. It's a new set of downs for him at the 32. And off to Chubb to start the drive. And he'll get it up to the 44. 12 yards on that play, and a good call nets him the first.
That's pretty good right there now. You don't always expect a sizable gain when you run it on first down. You just want some yards to set up an easier second down play. But they will take that execution every time.
From the 44-yard line now, 1st and 10. Staying on the ground here with Chubb. And he's able to reach the 40 on that play. That one goes for 17 yards and moves the chains.
You know, Kate, if you notice those guys that love to feed themselves on the field, right? They love to just get more and more. They're hungry for even more. I'll tell you what, that tackle, it prevented something that's going to be a lot bigger. But that back remains hungry.
1st and 10. Here's Watson. Getting out to his left. He tucks it and takes off. And he protects himself with a slide there after a decent gain.
You know, Kate, back in the day, we had a slip and slide at practice for moments just like that. Actually practicing how to slide and get out of harm's way. Nice gain on the play. And denied that defense yet another chance to take a shot on him.
From the 33 on 2nd down. Looking. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
In theory, Kate, that's exactly what complementary man coverage is supposed to look like. The DBs, well, they're sticky on the back end of it. The front end, that pass rush, it makes an impact. It gets home. But of course we know it's not that simple. It is really tough to lock down a full field for more than a second or two.
Started a little slow, but we've arrived at the 2-minute warning. The Browns pushing for points. 3rd and 10. Can this offense get it done? Out of the gun, here's Watson. That one's caught along the left sideline. And he works this to the 15 before they make the stop. That one goes for 25 yards. And that's good for a Cleveland 1st down.
I'm not sure how this defense let that guy slip through him like that. On 3rd down, nonetheless, he took that snap as an opportunity, and man, did he make an impact play.
All right, I'll set up now. 1st and 10. Working inside the red zone. caught him deep behind the line. Oh, the ball is out! But the Browns got this one back, so they will luckily hang on to possession. Well, you don't like to see the fumble, but hey, at least they were able to be the ones to recover it, and they keep possession.
Yeah, and I think the key there was to stay calm through the chaos. Cooler heads prevailed and got him the ball back.
After the sack, another pass on second down. Makes the connection. Here's Jerome Ford. And they get this down to the 10-yard line before going down. The Browns take the first of their 3 timeouts. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. Here they come. This is 3rd and 5. From the gun, Watson. Oh my, it's intercepted in the end zone.
Well, that's it right there. That's the resilience and the mental toughness that every coach wants to see from his defense. Not a great spot for him. Backed up close enough that they're going to get shots taken in the end zone. But instead of collapsing under pressure, they rose up and they created the takeaway.
Here come the Panthers, taking over late in this first half. They don't have much time left, but facing a small deficit, they could try to get this into field goal range. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Young on the play action. He lets a heater go deep, middle of the field. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact.
Well, that was almost one of those nice chunk plays you like to see in the NFL, Kate, before he was able to recover and provide the hit and ultimately dislodge the football. You like to see that physical edge and scrappiness to contest any kind of shot plays down the field.
On 2nd and 10, Young finds a seam down the middle. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Carolina! The Panthers take the lead just before halftime. So no mistaking that play call, Brock. They send everybody on deep goes, and it winds up paying off. What a play.
And you think on the other side, defensively, they'd be ready for this. But this is truly a breakdown in the secondary. They're just not able to make a play on the ball in the air. And the end result, as you said, a big play and a touchdown.
Eddie Pinheiro on now for the extra point. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Panthers push their lead to 3.
Round 7.
Now Pinheiro on to handle the kickoff. To return, Jerome Ford. Good looking return here, and he's got room. And the work's already half done thanks to that return. They're taking over at midfield. The Browns returning their offense and this running back to the field. There's enough time they can work into field goal range before attempting one to end the half. The Browns, nice field position here as they start out 1st and 10. Interception last drive doesn't deter them. They're going right back to the air. And he'll cross the 50 and start pushing onto the opposing side of the field. Now a timeout's called, Cleveland using its 2nd. And they still have one in their pocket for what's left of this half. Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. Working from the gun, Watson. Escapes the pocket. He's running with it. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. Justin Hopkins is going to try this Browns field goal. This is going to be a 38-yarder from the right hash. Carlson's kick is good. And that's going to tie us up just before halftime.
Well, nothing to critique there. Good snap, good hole, and he puts it through to pay off the drive with 3 points.
Well, Brock, barring the touchback, this kickoff should run out the half, so better make that return good as it's away. And he opts not to bring this one out, so they're going to enjoy some good starting field position from the 30. One last play before the break. One final shot before halftime. He's throwing deep to the left side. And this is going to end up incomplete. He really aired it out there on 1st down, but just couldn't make the connection. We've arrived at the break, and what a second half we're in store for. It's tied at 10 after 2. Now we'll send you south to Orlando for a check-in around the league via Jonathan Coachman and the EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, what you got for us?
Okay, Kate, thanks very much. And with that, we welcome you all into our EA Sports studios. This is the Halftime Report. We thought this one would be a close battle coming in, and we have not been disappointed. They're all even to this point. This has the feeling of a game that could go right down to the wire. One mistake or one big play could turn out to be the difference.
All right, thank you, Coach, and we are back and about set to begin the second half. Well, we're set up for an incredible second half, all tied as we kick it away here in quarter number 3. Blackshear on the return. He stopped on the return at the 27. Carolina ready to get things started on offense to begin the 3rd. And they could take control in the second half early, Brock, if they break the tie on this opening drive. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. This drive will begin with Hubbard. He's got room to roam here. This one goes for an even 25 yards. And it'll give the Panthers a 1st down.
I love these inside runs. Don't get away from them. You never know. You think it's going to be a short little gain, and then boom, get the right blocking, a possessed running back, and you get some serious yards on the table.
One play in, and this drive is already into enemy territory. Young on 1st and 10. Connects with Hubbard. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. A big play, 23 yards to move those chains.
Just excellent effort on that catch, and a lightning quick transition from bringing that football in to getting vertical. He was not content for a second to end that play where he caught it. Any catch he makes, his intent is to put some serious yards on top of it.
No one open, so he chucks this to another county.
There was almost no resistance offered against a rush that came off the line ready to maul anything in sight. It was all the QB could do to get rid of that before he gets absolutely clobbered.
No dice on that prior pass. Here's second down. Running with Hubbard out of the gun. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
Kid, I'll never forget walking into the Hall of Famer Dwight Freeney's meeting room with those defensive linemen. The late, great John Tierlink, his coach, he had a little sign up in his office, and it was sacks, and that money sign was the S, because ends and D linemen make their money with sacks. But you win games when they stop the run like that for a tackle for loss.
This is reeled in by Leggett. And they get this down to the 10-yard line before going down. Give him about 16 yards on that gain, Brock, and it sets him up with first and goal.
From a great throw to a nice route and catch to moving the chains, there wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
Going jumbo set on this first and goal. From the red zone now. Flushed out of the pocket.
You know, Kate, they always say that QB clock, you know what it's more like? It's more like an alarm, especially in a situation like that. And it's a good thing you woke up to it, able to make something out of nothing and at least keep them moving forward.
Still chances to get these final 4 yards. It's second and goal. Hubbard. And he bowls through the defense for a touchdown. The Panthers take the lead right away in half number 2. Chuba Hubbard with the touchdown. He would not be denied that close to the end zone, Brock. I think it might have taken 5 or 6 guys tackling him to keep him from diving across the line for 6.
Certainly a second effort touchdown, no question. The backs who become fan favorites, we've seen it through the generations, and they set the curve for their peers, are the ones who just fight through that stop. It will not be denied of a touchdown.
Extra point try now from Pinheiro. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Panthers break that tie and now lead by 7.
Browns 10.
Now Pinheiro on to handle the kickoff. Here's Ford on the return. And this drive will start inside the 25. The Browns and this running back headed back out for a new series. They'll look to knot up this game right now as they trail 17-10. Offense ready to begin this drive. First and 10. Watson. Connection made to Judy. And he's going to be out of bounds just before reaching the 30.
Every once in a while, it's fine to be conservative on first down, especially when you get enough to stay on schedule and get a little something coming out of it, too.
Second and 6 coming up here. The give inside to Chung. And he's going to manage a lone yard on that drive up the gut. Tackle made by Dane Jackson. They pick up 1 on the run. Need more, though. That takes them to 3rd and 5.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get first downs against the better defenses in this league.
Bails out of the pocket quick. He's running for it. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. That's a 38-yard play for him to move the sticks.
As long as these are the results he's getting, they're going to be just fine with him calling his own number. He does such a good job of seeing the field and knowing when it's his time to take it himself.
So the complexion of this drive has changed dramatically now. New set of downs inside the 35. And the receiver's going to take this one on the jet sweep. And he's brought down for a loss.
You know what that felt like to me, Kate? That felt like a little bit of overthinking, where he was just waiting for the perfect lane and the breakaway run. But against defenses in this league, you hesitate, you get tackled for a loss.
Back to the line they go. It's second down. A give up the middle to Ford. And it's a nice little chunk here, 6 yards. Jack Thompson finishing that play off. He gets a half dozen on the carry, and that's also going to bring up 3rd and 6.
That run's not going to turn many heads, but at the end of the year, I promise you, if you average over 5 yards a run, you can be a Pro Bowler.
Throwing on 3rd down, Watson. Complete beyond the marker. And he's brought down at the 17-yard line. Pickup of 12 on that play. And that gives the Browns a first.
I know the Combine tries to test everything it possibly can physically, but I don't know how you test courage at the Combine, because there's nobody defending you. Nobody wants to hit you. But that was the epitome of courage to make that in cut and make the catch.
Throw reeled in by Njoku. That's a gain of 13, and it sets him up with 1st and goal.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only 1? Move the chains in one play and keep driving that defense backwards.
This offense in position now. It's 1st and goal. Ford. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
This is one of those situations, Kate, where I watch the body language of the running back, because it'd be very easy for him to raise his hands up, look to the sideline in his O-line and go, what am I supposed to do there? There was nothing, no time at all to try and escape and react. Instead, it goes backwards.
Ford straight ahead. And he's in for the touchdown. The Browns start the second half with some needed points. So they punch it in for 6, Brock, and now a conversion away from tying this game back up.
This one just has the feel, doesn't it? The makings of a 1-score game in the 4th quarter that could go either way.
On is Hopkins for the extra point. The point after splits the uprights. And the Browns make it 17 all. Hopkins has it on the tee and is ready to send it flying. Valus Jones now on the return. And he's brought down just inside the 25 on the return. The Carolina offense headed out now. And after the impressive drive we just witnessed, you gotta imagine that they are hoping to respond with something similar.
Yeah, and I don't love to use the word can't, right? But this can't be a 3 and out for this offense right here. They got to give their defense a chance to catch their breath and turn some of the momentum in the building.
They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Motioning the tight end left. Counter play, Hubbard. And he's up to the 35-yard line as they reel him in. It's a gain of 12 there. And that'll be good for a Carolina first. A touchdown aside in that frame as we run out of time in the third quarter. This game's still tied after 3, so we're going to decide things here in the fourth quarter. They're set up at the 35 now. Here's Young on 1st and 10. And he'll get taken down after advancing this to the 37.
Kate, I don't know why every once in a while I'll get these little flashbacks, but a little play like that just flashes me back to the preseason, my first preseason. And one of the veteran QBs said, hey, Brock, whatever you do, just find completions. You will never go broke taking a profit. Go get a completion. They're at a premium in this league.
From the 37. Hubbard hauls it in. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
Okay, I know exactly what's going to happen. I've seen it once. I've seen it 100 times. Next week on the practice field, this running back's going to say, see, I'm not just a running back. I can play receiver. And you receivers, you couldn't do my job, but I just showed you I could do yours.
Here's Hubbard on the give. And he's got it up to midfield and into Browns territory. Give him 4 that time, so 6 to go on 2nd down.
This defense may have been headed the wrong way initially on that counter run, but they never lost contain. As that play shifted back, they flowed with it and caught him before he could break it up the sideline.
2nd and 6 now. Pass complete to Hubbard. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
Kate, that's one of those situations as a quarterback that on my grade sheet, that's a negative. That screen was ambushed by the defense, and you've got to throw it away. Just find a way to put it at his feet and not create a negative play for your offense.
On 3rd down, it's Young. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. This is a guy who's used to embracing contact, Brock. Usually makes catches in spite of it, but I guess it's tough for anybody to make a play every time.
Yeah, I think these tight ends today, Kate, spend as much time in the old ice bath as just about anybody. And when you don't make that catch and you take the contact, well, that stings like the first seconds in the ice.
Back out now comes the Browns offense. And I think they'd be content doing everything the same as their prior drive and getting another touchdown here. They're out and set, 1st and 10. To throw, here's Watson. No luck on the connection, it's incomplete. This one intended for the running back. And now they face 2nd down.
Well covered on that play. Really not a large window for him to sneak that throw in.
Couldn't connect on 1st, it's 2nd down. Back to the air, Watson. He's on the move. He's keeping it. And it's a nice gain, but still not enough for the first.
Tick, 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 tick. You know, his internal clock right there told him it was time to escape, and good thing he listened to it. He was able to make something out of nothing and at least move them forward.
Here we go, 3rd and less than a yard. To the ground with Ford. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
That is your old school meat and potatoes call right there. Don't even think about throwing it. Just rush it ahead and get what you need.
1st down now, ball at the 39-yard line. Play action, it's Watson. He put everything he had into this one. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. You go middle of the field against zone coverage, Brock. You know this firsthand. You are throwing into rush hour, and there aren't a lot of easy completions to be found in that part of the field.
Yeah, and a lot of those throws, Kate, you're signing your guy up to take some sort of hit. It's on you to protect your guys. Credit that defense for flying around and making the play.
And he fights his way forward to get this to the 45. 6 yards the pickup there. That's going to bring up 3rd and 4.
When you don't have great success on first down, Kate, it's a little bit like a hitter in baseball falling behind in the count. And all you want to do as a hitter is get back to a fighting chance. Give yourself a better count. That play, well, it does the same here. Now a much more manageable and opportune 3rd down situation.
That's Tillman. He's got it. And this one does not go far.
You can earn your money in the NFL in all sorts of different ways, but defensively, in a league where you're just not hitting as much in training camp, you're not tackling as much as they got to in the old days, when you can make a play in the open field, keep it short like that, I promise you some money will follow.
Punter takes the field on 4th down, and he sends this one flying. And this will fly out of bounds to deny a return. They're going to mark it a little before the 20. The Panthers and Bryce Young making their way back out on offense. And like we've seen from him before, Brock, he got a good game going early through the air and kept the pressure up from then on. He's still taking it to him now as we work through this second half. All right, one more snap before the 2-minute warning. To the air on 1st down, Young. Too much lead on that throw. That falls incomplete ahead of his target. So after the incompletion, here comes the 2nd down call. Setting up to pass. And no look there, and that throw falls to the ground. Xavier Legette, the target on that throw. So now it's going to be 3rd and long.
Can't cover it much better than that really well-covered feed on that play. There just simply was not a window for him to sneak that throw in.
So after that prior incompletion, we've got 3rd down. To throw. Dumps it off to his running back. And he's brought down after a short gain. And right away, we get a timeout from the defense. 1:51 to go. Carolina in punt formation. Johnny Hecker, the one to send it away. And he sends this away. Definitely his best kick of the game thus far. And little to nothing on that return as the coverage team gets to him. The home teams and quarterback Deshaun Watson gearing up for their next series. And this defense, boy, just beyond frustrated this late in the game. How is a group supposed to deal with him as a passer, Brock, and dedicate the resources needed to slow down this type of day on the ground, too? Ball at the 33 for 1st down. He'll look to throw it. That one complete to Njoku. And he's going to bring it up to the 40-yard line before he stopped.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on 1st down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for 2nd down. With 3rd and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
Back to throw. That one falls to the turf. Couldn't hang on. It's incomplete.
That drop ruins the payoff to a well-designed play. It got a man open, it beat the coverage. That's a call they can revisit in the future with hopefully a much better job finishing the catch.
No connection on the last play, and now it's 3rd down. Throwing now. He has the first over the middle. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your 3rd downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
Browns fighting the clock now, trying to hurry back to that line. Here he is to throw. Into the hands of Tillman, complete. And he's brought down right in the neighborhood of that 40-yard line. To the line for a new set of downs, only a lone timeout at their disposal. Watson on 1st and 10. And this throw's knocked away, incomplete. Jerry Jeudy, the intended receiver. So it's 2nd down coming up.
That's a nice job there by the linebacker. He kind of looks like a cornerback on that, doesn't he? Perhaps those cover guys could have a little fun with him in practice this week, because he looked like a DB right there, swatting the incompletion.
Sticking to the air with Watson. On the move, headed right. Now he takes it, and that will not be enough for a 1st down. Now we get a timeout by the Panthers. It's their first. And they still have 2 available for them as we approach the end of this game. An extra corner into the game for the Panthers. 3rd down. Here's a give to Ford. And they've got him down near the red zone at the 22. It's a pickup of 9 yards. And that's good for a Cleveland 1st down.
He easily had the yardage for a first, but he was hungry for a lot more. I think that tackle prevented something that was going to be a lot bigger than just a 1st down pickup.
So a timeout's taken, just 5 seconds left. And after the pause, we're going to see our last play of the game. So everything comes down to this from Dustin Hopkins. It's on the right hash for this 39-yarder. That one is good! And that, folks, is your game winner!
That field goal gives them the lead for the moment, Kate, but you don't feel comfortable when you look up at that scoreboard. This one isn't over, and that lead certainly isn't safe.
Hopkins has it on the tee and is ready to set it flying. He's going to return it from a yard or 2 deep. And he's brought down, Brock, and that brings this ball game to a close. So to a chorus of bucks from the dog pound, the Browns take the win at home. And with overtime in their back pocket, they weren't going to lose it at the end, but they still managed to set up the field goal, and he executed the game winner. What a memorable way to win it. So that puts a bow on this one. For my partner, Brock Heward, and everyone involved on our crew, I'm Kate Scott signing off. This has been another presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. It's a well-earned win for the Browns, as with that, we'll sign off from Cleveland.